Good morning and welcome to Top of the Morning by Mint, your daily shot of sharp business intel, global trends and market movers. It's Friday, June 20th. I'm Nelson John. Assassination threats, cluster bombs and crude oil chaos. The Israel-Iran conflict is setting off shockwaves worldwide. Back home, banks are slashing deposit rates and Sun TV's sibling rivalry just turned corporate. Welcome to Top of the Morning once again, and today we connect the dots on a world in churn. The Middle East is on a razor's edge. This week, Israel sent shockwaves through the region with a stark warning. Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, can no longer be allowed to exist. That explosive statement came from Israel's defense minister, Israel Katz, after Iran's latest missile barrage left 40 injured in Beersheba. Katz accused Khamenei of directly ordering strikes on civilian targets, including hospitals. Quote unquote, "Such a man can no longer be allowed to exist," he said bluntly. Meanwhile, behind closed doors, reports suggest the US blocked an Israeli plan to assassinate Khamenei, citing risks of regional collapse. But Trump hasn't ruled out joining the war, saying he'll decide within 2 weeks. Though there is still a substantial chance for diplomacy with Tehran. Russia is alarmed. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov called a potential US strike on Iran a grave mistake that could unleash massive regional escalation. Israeli airstrikes have now reportedly reached northern Iran's Rasht, with air defense sirens echoing across Tehran and Isfahan. As Iran's foreign minister prepares for emergency talks in Geneva, the question looms. Will this turn into a full-scale war, or is there still time to pull back? As crude oil prices hover above $77 a barrel, India's economic growth forecast just took a hit. Icra Ratings has trimmed its FY26 GDP outlook to 6.2%, down from 6.5% in FY25, citing the geopolitical flare-up in West Asia and the surge in global oil prices. If prices remain where they are, we hold at 6.2%, Icra said. But a sustained rise will dent India Inc.'s profits and growth. Since the Israel-Iran conflict flared on June 13th, oil prices have jumped over 18%, from nearly $64 to nearly $78. The big fear now, a possible blockade of the Straits of Hormuz, a vital energy route that handles nearly 20% of global oil and gas trade. For India, which imports 85% of its energy needs, this is a serious problem. A $10 spike in oil could inflate India's current account deficit by 0.3% of GDP, roughly $13 to $14 billion more in oil imports. Wholesale inflation could rise 80 to 100 basis points, Icra warned, as downstream companies face squeezed margins. So far, state-run oil firms aren't passing the cost to consumers. But with oil on the boil, something's got to give, either at the pump or on the balance sheet. It's a media empire built on headlines, and now it's making one of its own. A storm has erupted inside India's largest listed media group, Sun TV, as former telecom minister Dayanidhi Maran has slapped a legal notice on his billionaire brother, Kalanithi Maran, accusing him of fraudulent practice and a hostile takeover of the company. The notice claims that Kalanithi, who now owns 75% of Sun TV, gained control through manipulated records and a share transfer priced at just rupees 10 apiece in 2005, despite allegedly owning zero shares back in 2003, when their father, Murasoli Maran, passed away without a will. This has been simmering for a long time, said one executive close to the family. Dayanidhi wants the 2003 shareholding structure restored, potentially placing power back with him, his sister Anbu Karasai, and even Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin. Sun TV, founded in 1985, is no small fish. With 37 channels, 69 radio stations, and the IPL team Sunrisers Hyderabad, its market cap sits above 24,000 crore rupees. As the drama unfolds, it could rival any soap the network has ever aired. More updates from the Middle East conflict. A dangerous new chapter in Israel-Iran has begun. For the first time since hostilities began a week ago, Israel has accused Iran of firing a missile loaded with cluster munitions, a controversial weapon banned by over 100 countries. According to the Israeli military, the missile bursts at 7 kilometers altitude, scattering around 20 deadly submunitions across an 8-kilometer radius near Tel Aviv. While no casualties have been reported yet, the use of such weapons is sparking global concern. These are meant to maximize civilian damage, Israel embassy in Washington said in a statement to Reuters. Brigadier General FY26 added, the terror regime seeks to harm civilians using wide dispersal weapons. Many of the submunitions reportedly didn't detonate, posing lingering threats to civilians. Cluster bombs are notorious for their indiscriminate impact and for leaving unexploded remnants that become deadly traps for years. Neither Iran nor Israel has signed the 2008 global treaty banning these weapons. Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump has said he'll decide in 2 weeks whether to involve American military forces, while he hinted at a substantial chance for diplomacy with Iran. This escalation could tilt the balance. India's savers are feeling the squeeze, and so are the banks. With savings rates plunging to a 25-year low and term deposit rates sharply down, lenders are bracing for a deposit drought just as credit demand may rebound. The RBI's 100 basis point repo rate cut has forced banks to slash lending rates. But while loan rates adjust fast, deposit rates don't. So banks are trimming savings account rates to protect margins. Some, like SBI and HDFC Bank, now offer as little as 2.5%, the lowest since FY 2001. This isn't just about interest, it's about survival, said Joy PV of Federal Bank. The concern here, low rates could drive savers to alternate options like liquid funds, triggering liquidity crunch, a fear the former RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das had flagged last year. Credit growth has already cooled to 10.2% in April from 19% a year ago. But if demand picks up, banks will face pressure to raise deposits fast or risk regulatory glare over credit deposit ratios. Smaller banks are likely to cut deeper, while bigger ones hope customer loyalty holds. But with returns this low, even loyal savers may start shopping around. That's all for today. Thank you for joining in. We're eagerly looking forward to our next Top of the Morning episode, which will be packed with the latest in business news. Until then, this is Nelson John signing off. Have a great day.